This is my best pathetic pose. How am I doing? I literally, oh, oh. It's a little bit fucking, what's the word? Scary. Having to continuously avoid fucking, not quite stabby bum pain. Have you ever had stabby bum pain? Oh, it's fucking horrible. Like right up your bum, and it's like there's a knife up your ass for some reason, and it makes you turn into a fucking very worried person with your knees at your chest. But it's not that, but it's fucking, oh my god. But again, it's like I keep noticing this same old shit. Like I went to the shop just now, and I was just sort of comparing it to, like, I was literally doing the same thing, just eating cold food, because I didn't leave the oven on again. But I was about 10 minutes late. I had remembered at 10:30, but then it was like 11:20 when I thought it was still 10:30. And my landlady was like, "Did you are you cooking something still?" I was like, "Yeah. It was, I'm supposed to be ready at 10:30. I was just coming down." But I had sat back down in bed and watched telly. I had forgotten at that exact point. I thought I can't be asked to keep risking this. But like last week or whenever it was like just buying sort of bare minimums. Like this week I've like just done my free range egg sandwich and my fruity snack pack. I've got dippy eggs with mustard mayo. I've got dippy apples with peanut butter. You fucking genius. I love you. You saved me all that hassle. I can't be fucked with apples. They're all right. Well, you know, they're healthy and shit, yeah, but they're a bit dull, aren't they? Certainly can't be fucked with cutting one up. Fuck off. It's a fucking apple. So someone's done that for me and mixed it with peanut butter. Like, all they need to do is just come up with all the other random things I've not thought of yet that I might like to try, and then just prepare those in time. And I'd never thought of putting an apple in peanut butter. But as soon as I sort of thought, that's going to work. I haven't eaten it yet. But I'm happy about it. It's like I've got a fun picnic. I've got Furrington McPursworthy here. I think he thinks he's hungry. I don't know. I'll have a look in his bowl in a minute. He was eating just 5 minutes ago, so he's all right. And yeah, it's like the mess that I've got around me, I'm not seeing as a mess. I think I've commented on this before, that I know when I'm getting better when I walk into a room and I instantly see all the things that I just need to quickly pick up and move. Whereas other times I can walk into a room and just see a load of, like, oh, what? And that was commented on as a very early childhood moment when I was told to clean my room, and apparently I just didn't even. It was clear that I didn't even grasp the concept of what that meant. And I think I'd piled all the rubbish up against my bed. I'd put things around the walls or something. I've done some really weird shit with tidying my room, but that's the way my head's always been, basically. And it's I started as I meant to go on. But again, now it's like all of the bags that are on the floor. It's just like I'm not walking up the fucking hill, because walking uphill is painful, and walking uphill with bags is even worse. I'm not doing it whilst I've got a fucking abscess up my arse as well. I'm sorry, there are limits, and I draw the line at AA. Arsehole abscessousness. Well, it's not my whole hole. I'm giving a lot of details about this. I know, I don't care. But yeah, there's the bag over there of that I haven't tested my little magic box yet that got wet. It's still drying out, but I found the power supply to that. All the other shit that was in there, I just thought, just do something with it. So I've got a load of bags. There's a load of messy fucking cables. They just need wiping through and rolling up and putting in bags. It's just there. I'm gonna do it. There's loads of stuff that would be like, oh fucking hell, that's another job, and that's another job, and that's another job, and everything seems totally complicated. And I'm spending 6 hours and I've done nothing towards anything that's purposeful, and I've just been basically relocating objects that I own into a different pattern of mess. That's what I've been doing a lot of. But it's just, I have to notice when my mind is becoming structural. And I have to notice when I'm like not having emotional meltdowns, over small things. And it's like, you know, I think, yeah, it does sound funny and I am oversensitive and whatever, but let's just say there was someone who didn't know all my baggage and how annoying I am. I don't think you could watch anyone be in as much pain as I am, just trying to sit fucking down and seeing how stressed they fucking get without thinking, mate, that must be fucking hard. And if they just sat there and said, it's been like this for 3 days, it's been getting me down, you'd be like, totally like, of course it has. But yet, when you've also got major fucking depression and 3 personality disorders, somehow you feel guilty about the fact that you're being some sort of hypochondriac because it's only a zit. It's just, I don't know, I don't care what it is. It's just fucking severely painful and it's right up my bummy. My bummykins. I'm sorry. I am fucking such... I'm such a child. Oh dear, I am such a child. But yeah, it's like it's an okay space to be in because yeah, in a lot of ways I'm just as fucking lonely and bored and feel just as fucking purposeless and fairly pointless. Um, but again, it's just each day I have to start where I am. And that is one of the memes that I've read somewhere that I totally fucking agree with. It's all right to fall completely to bits. And, you know, with me saying it's 3 years, it's like, okay, so you fell completely to bits every single fucking day for 3 years. And in amongst it, you've had quite a lot of good attitudes you've been displaying and some, you know, some great times with some nice people. And superficially, you might look as if you're worrying about fuck all. Do you know what I mean? That's all that shit still going on, but I'm not quite as fucking torn to pieces by it and not quite as bleak with my outlook by it. You know, that's the things when you really, that's how like I know I've been really in a really shit state was when I genuinely feel pointless. It's, you know, if you start to lose a sense of any hope for anything, that's when you're really starting to give up. And like I say, it's not hope, it's not chat, it's like, um, it's like probability or something. Do you know what I mean? Most likely outcome based on billions of fucking reams and reams of fucking anecdotal evidence that everyone says just a bad attitude. But what I'm saying is when you can't see the dynamics of anything working, when you're trying in simple ways, and just you know that the future is this stuff that you can't even mildly handle, but at a much more constant and consistent level. You know, that's the thing, like it's maintaining it. It's maintaining it. I you know, I'm very rarely in a position where I'm needing to interact with anyone every single day. Loads of people interact with loads of people every single day. There's a lot of people that have a lot of people around them every single day, and I just hardly ever have anyone around me every single day. um, and you know, I've just been spending time forgiving myself to find out that I've actually got quite clinical problems with my communication. It's not just me being a self-absorbed knobend. I'm not saying I'm not a self-absorbed knobend because I'm a knobend and I'm fucking self-absorbed. Let's just get that on the table. But it is also because I do have some significant, not severe, significant. And you know, it was only during the time I was making these vids. It was one of the personality disorders. Was it the schizotype? I can't even remember which one it was. But it talked about can only communicate with attentive affect. And obviously, when I first read that, I got, you know, affect is one of those words that can be used in a lot of ways. And you sort of think of affection, don't you? And it underlines that feeling of like, oh, I want you all to love me. But it's not. It's, you know, the effect is what's coming off you, what people will decide when they look at you kind of thing. What are you giving off? And what they're giving off is attention to you, whether that's talking to you or listening to you. It's, you know, you're paying attention. You look at the people you're talking to, you look at the people you're listening to. And that is very much not the absolute limit, but that's my only kind of safe and free-flowing communication zone. And I know it's like that for a lot of people, and people at this point would be an interruption point where I would be reminded that everyone else goes through it too, right? But I think that's when they're coming from at it from the usual stuff that it looks like, the self-esteem stuff, the confidence stuff, the I don't really know what I'm talking about, and and yeah, and I always say I don't know when it's my turn to speak. But then this was talking about in terms of identifying, the stuff that's going on in my brain, biomechanically, about identifying what's going on and all of that sort of shit. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I've got the same kind of, we've all got issues about ourselves, haven't we? We all feel self-conscious when you're a group. We've all said the twattish thing and everyone goes, and that sort of thing, But when this is actually sort of presented to me more in terms of a kind of learning difficulty point of view, again, I make more sense to myself. And it was just, I'd identified the group thing before and obviously sort of linked that with ADHD because I'm distracted. Because that's the other thing, is when I'm talking to you, I will look at every single thing, every single person that walks by, male, female, dog, or seagull. I just look at everything that moves when I'm talking to you. And I always thought that would be it, because it's not, I really can't follow it. That's definitely a fucking element. But this was about, this was presented in a different, a very similar but different set of circumstances in relating to that personality disorder. And I just thought, yeah, right. So stop expecting normal from you then. From me, I tell them not to stop expecting normal from me. Why don't I? Because now I can see it written like that. I make more sense to myself. I don't feel like I'm just a fucking self-absorbed wanker, which is what I'm more often interpreted as. And I think, right, so I've got something which I can start to unpack and go, right, so what's it called? That little defect of mine of not identifying and da-da-da-da-da. What helps that bit of my brain? That sort of shit. Do you know what I mean? I know a lot of people at this point would say read books. It's like, I can't read books. Stop telling me to read books. Everyone in the world, please stop telling me to read fucking books, okay? All of you. If I study anything ever again, I don't want to read a fucking book. I can't read books. Can't read books. Can't read books. Because you're a determined little bastard, Mikey, and you think you're always right. No, because I physically fucking have to force myself to read it, and I instantly forget by a page later what any of it was. That's why. And it's a fucking arduous and dull and boring experience, and makes me want to throw the book at the fucking wall in the meantime. So I tend to stay away from it. But it's, it will help with the social anxiety, in a sense. Because I know it's not just aimless social anxiety. Because I think part of social anxiety is being fed up of getting social anxiety and forever questioning yourself, going, why though? Why? Why is this happening? And if I've got a why, then I can start to work on why. That's the way I want to. That's the way I want to do all of this. This is about like knowing myself and sharing everything, and But I'm chatting. I've always wanted it to be just like, this is what the fuck I've got. This is what the fuck I'm trying, and this is what the fuck is happening with it. That's the main sort of sharing bit that I would want to reach out to people who are going through the similar shit. And there is a bit of me that wants to just explain how some of these simple things that happen in society can be really fucking damaging, and just make people keep recoiling and recoiling, knowing that the lack of human interaction is a big part of their problem. But then every time they try and interact, they get the amplification of everything that causes their problem, which hurts them more and drives them back in there. And every time they try to reconnect, they're going for a toxic cycle. I hope that bit made sense, but it's like, that's if you step back and look at the mechanics of what's going on, that's the shit I want to change. Because that's the shit that's fucking killing people. It is. That's the shit that's fucking killing people, I promise you. So let's fucking stop doing it, shall we all? Let's, please.